Oh, this is pretty slick. So at second level, Tam will get the ability to use his channel divinity to give himself proficiency on anything for 10 minutes.
That's nice.
Proficiency with, massively powerful weapons.
I was gonna say proficiency with some
it's
sort of knowledge.
yeah, it's
He is
you
an
choose
augmenter.
one skill you choose one skill or tool, and for the next 10 minutes you have proficiency with it.
Linguistics. Is that even a thing in this version?
No.
Damn.
Language is its own proficiency.
Each language?
Yeah. There's a feat, I think, that lets you pick up more languages.
Okay. Linguistics was a very useful skill. It allows you to gist.
Yeah, that's right. There's also a downtime activity for learning a new language.
Well, not so much learning is just like, somebody who speaks Spanish is trying to read something in French or Italian. They can kind of get the general meaning, without actually knowing the language.
Well, yeah, because they're the Romance languages. They're very, very similar, but
Right, same with the Slavic languages. And linguistics was a skill that allows you to do that kind of thing.
yeah, that's not really a thing in this.
No, not in 5e.
Not really.
And it's a Pathfinder thing. And I think 3.5? I'm not sure.
No.
Been a while.
Hell, 3.5, I think you had to even, like, expend the skills to be able to read and write the language.
I think you're right. No pun intended.
I have water.
Yay! Water is good.
3rd edition, you had to buy levels in your skills, and with any language, you had to have a certain number of points in a skill to be able to write. Or read, I should say. You could speak it, but you couldn't, read or write it.
Well, that
Yeah,
makes
there was
sense.
a in Fading Suns. God, in Fading Suns, you originally you had to buy ranks in the languages, and that would be like your speaking proficiency, and like the higher levels would be like complete. You sound like a complete native speaker level fluency. They got rid of that because it was a point sink, and then they just made it so 2 points in the skill, or 2 points to buy the language, and then another 2 points to read and write it, because part of the setting is it's a medieval, a sci-fi medieval setting, so not everybody can read.
Yeah, because they didn't put enough points into common.
Not that the languages ever come up too often, because everybody speaks the lingua franca, and like world dialects are kind of a thing, but not important. It's like it's only really a thing if the story calls for it.
Well, I'm definitely learned a lesson from this. From today's.
Don't stand in the path of things that go splody?
No. Always prepare cure wounds.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Definitely a good one.
I also just remembered there's an easy way to stop an inward swinging door when you're in a game like this as well. Because you can't jam it shut to open at you. You use a piton and rope. You jam the piton in the wall because it's a dungeon stone wall. Put it in one of the gaps there to stop it moving, and then you just tie some rope around the handle of the door, the piton, so the door can't be pulled open.
Wait, I don't think it was ever established which way these doors open.
Nope.
So which way do the doors open?
I don't know.
I would have noticed that on the investigation.
They don't tell me. I don't know. You're asking more of me than I'm capable of handling.
Which is why I'm mentioning that there's two ways we can jam the door shut. So either way, we can just go. We did one or the other.
I'm assuming, based on the way things are usually built. So from your perspective, this is going to be a push, a pull, and a pull.
Okay, so the ones on the long walls open outward, the ones on the short walls open inward.
Yeah.
Alright, and they are secured in according to their direction then. And 2 people on watch.
Yeah, again, it was only an hour, so wasn't much watching to do. But y'all kind of paused for a bit, secured the hallway, had a bite to eat, and yeah.
Yeah. We're ready to go?
Chris is going to get away from that door.
Once again, I'm going to ready my short bow.
Alright, well, I'm already here against this door, so... Alexi, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Let's do the thing.
Can we, like, just push Chris through one of the doors and shut the door behind him and see what happens?
Don't be a dick to the player not here.
No using the unmanned PC as a canary.
I'll stay with that.
I can't remember. Is that perception or investigation?
You've already checked the doors here for traps.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're peeking through the door that I'm standing next to now.
Perception.
Can I help her do that?
Not really. You'd kind of end up crowding the door.
Okay.
Room beyond appears.
Alright. Step through. Look for traps.
So, yeah, this room is otherwise empty. There are the remains of barrels and boxes that look like they've been smashed to bits. Completely useless. Small rodents move among the rubble, the rubble of the crates and barrels, scavenging for bits of food.
Can I make a perception check for any secret doors?
Yep.
Any runes on the walls that Tip would be interested in?
Walls are bare.
Alright. I'm gonna head back out.
You find no secret doors.
And back out we go.
Closing the door, leaving it open.
Closing it as I leave.
Alright.
Before we close that, I was gonna say I was gonna look and see if I noticed anything.
Oh.
Like, I mean, you said there was a bunch of stuff, like old rotten food or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
to see if there was anything interesting in the wreckage.
Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
He can do that while we're checking this next room.
Ah,
I'm gonna give him a hand.
All right, so Kashin, go ahead and roll again. Now that you have advantage.
that's a lot better.
There's nothing usable. Hang on one sec.
Go ahead on into the room, Rye.
There's nothing usable that you can see. It looks like this had once been food, like dry food storage, and it has long since pilfered. And it's just scraps that left, like tiny leftover scraps that like rodents and such have gone after.
A bunch of smashed barrels and pots and the graffiti that says Link was here.
Not even a spoon or something.
Trying to see if I can. So you peek through the door. It's the wrong book. So you peek through the door into the next room, a bit of light shining through. There's crudely executed symbols and glyphs scribed in bright green dye decorate this large and irregularly shaped crumbling chamber. A large pit in the center shows evidence of a recent fire. A metallic cage in the middle of the southern wall contains a gaping hole and stands empty. A small wooden bench draped with green cloth is next to the cage, and several small objects rest on it. A bedroll lies near the wooden bench, and the sound of whimpering comes from inside it.
Whimpering. Alright. I'm gonna move quietly and step just inside the room, look for ambush or traps.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
Not great, but not bad. I wave Alexi back, just like a hold on a minute gesture.
He waits for her to motion forward, but he's prepared to charge if he has to. I forget, is charging actually a thing now, or do we still need that as an actual attack? Or a feat?
Alright, so if what I'm seeing is correct.
So hang on one moment.
Bedroom.
So
Go ahead.
yeah. So there's not really a charging action. I think there might be certain class abilities that will let you do something similar. And I think there's a feat called Charger, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Didn't want to interfere with the flow of the game, I was just sort of...
No, it's fine. But yeah, over here, That's the bedroll.
Mm-hmm. And this is what, a cage that has a bit broken out?
Yes, that's the large metallic cage with a gaping hole in it.
What's that?
That's a fire pit.
It's a big fire pit.
Yep, that's the fire pit, and then that is the
Yeah.
bench with the green cloth and several small objects on it.
Yeah, that's easy. Alright. And there are a lot of doors here. And a big hallway. Alright. Okay, so investigation. Traps or ambush.
How far into the room are you getting?
Not far. Just a little bit at a time. Basically, if I detect the possibility of something, then I'm gonna stop. But I'm gonna head for that bedroll.
As you move towards, you don't see. Out of the corner of your eye, there seems to be a glint of something metallic across the bottom of the floor of this door down here. But that's otherwise all you see.
Bottom left or bottom?
Up here.
For some reason, your pings
not-
are not showing up.
Yeah, your ping's not showing.
Hold on.
There we go. Probably because they're
That was me.
That was him.
okay. But that's.
I think it's because the layer I was on. Right there.
Okay. That one. A glint of something metallic?
Yeah. Across the bottom of the door.
Okay, so that one's trapped. I'll keep an eye on that. I'm guessing a tripwire of some sort.
At this distance, you're unsure.
She's guessing a tripwire of some sort. I mean, it could just be a kick plate for all I know. Alright. If I'm not seeing anything, I'm gonna continue moving toward the bedroll. But keep my eyes open for anything else. Especially that fire pit. And the cage.
As you pass by the the bench there, the objects you see on it. Where is it? Resting on it are containers of green dye, a paintbrush made of. Well, you wouldn't know that with just looking at it. And there's 4 tiny jade figurines or dragons on it.
Do they look like the water one and the other one that I saw?
No,
Okay, so somebody's
They're
obsessed
just-
with
they're-
dragons. No big
they're
deal.
just generic dragon designs.
I'm gonna leave them alone for now. Alright, get to here and really take a listen, see if I can figure out what's whimpering.
You kind of look at the bedroll, and you see a small lizard-like humanoid curled up in it, sleeping. Looks like he's not having terribly nice, pleasant dreams.
Do I recognize the species?
It's a kobold.
Alright. Sneak back out and let everybody know what I found.
Okay. You do not. Your stealth is still good, so you don't need to roll.
Okay.
So, you're saying
Gently
we
close
go
the
in
door.
there- Once the door shut. So, and she explains what she's found. It's like,
Yep.
so we're going in there and killing a kobold?
Maybe.
Can I make a religion roll to try to make sense of what's going on in there?
Sure.
What language does kobolds speak?
Draconic, and frequently common as well.
Okay, good.
Let me see something real quick. I'm just trying to figure out why some people seem to be rolling double.
That I know for a fact is my mouse. It's double
Oh,
clicking.
you've got the same problem I do. Okay. Either way, they were pretty much the same. So, you know that oh, here, I'll type it out.
I have returned, sorry.
Wibbles. Is there an equivalent word in Faerun for fanboy?
Not that I'm aware of, but
All right, so I relay the fact that by the description, it sounds like the kobold is in the middle of some sort of dragon adoration. Probably the best word I could describe it as is hero worship.
I'm not certain it's the kobold. He seems to be someone's minion.
And it was sleeping?
Yes.
Slit its throat and let's move on.
What is wrong with you?
It's a kobold,
And?
and we don't need it waking up and warning the rest of its friends.
I found a nozzing in there.
It seems short-sighted just to slit its throat. Maybe we can convince it to help us.
It's a
Slit throat.
kobold.
See, Alexei gets
It's
it.
a kobold.
Maybe he sees. Maybe he knows.
Maybe he calls out and brings all his friends down upon us.
Well, then maybe you say you cover mouth, drag him in here. Then we ask the questions.
Dara disappears
Awesome,
through the
very
door
good.
while they're talking. Right after Kashim says that.
I assume you close the door behind you.
No. No. I go in and leave the door open behind me.
Oh shit, she just went in. She just went in.
I'm shuttering my what you call it?
Lantern?
Lantern. Because now I only get 5 feet of dim light out of it instead of.
All right.
Don't want to wake whatever is in there.
Again, sneak.
Give me a fresh sneak roll, stealth roll.
Yeah.
You sneak right up to the sleeping kobold. It's
Dagger to the
unaware
throat.
of you.
Dagger to the throat and hand on the shoulder. Wake up and be silent. Be silent.
He frightfully whimpers at you. No, don't hurt me, Poe. Please don't hurt.
Be silent. Come with me. Take him back out to the other room and close the door.
We might want to back up a little to make room.
I'm sure they do. I release them to this space between everybody. The one that's between me and Rye.
You let him go, and he cowers against the wall, looking frightfully at everybody, his paws up defensively. Please, please no hurt me, Poe. Please no hurt.
We just want
I think he's
information.
mentally damaged.
I told you, he's somebody's minion.
I think he's taken one too many blows to the head.
So why don't you tell us who your master is?
Yusrael is leader. He just kind of frightfully looks at you all.
Dara just looks at Kashim.
So,
What?
what sort of things have you been seeing in the last while? Who else is here in this place?
Goblins. Smelly. Bad goblins. Goblins take dragon. Meepo, dragon keeper, but goblins take our dragon. And Nelly says that you look at him, he's got some nasty looking scar tissue on him that looks like it could have been inflicted by a young dragon. But you big ones, why big ones here? Maybe
That's
Maybe
not
big
your
ones
business.
Maybe big ones help. Maybe big ones make good with Yusrael. Yusrael be good with. Make good with big ones. Big ones help get dragon back. Yes.
Who is Israel?
Yusrael is leader. Yusrael's smart.
Kobolds.
You say,
Goblins with scales.
there's only goblins and kobolds in here?
Well, Meepo, no, but maybe you should talk with Yusrael. Meepo can take you, make way safe.
Well, look at other
Bef-
members. Okay, I would
before
look at
I
other
forget
members
to
of
show.
the party.
Oh.
Yeah, I would look at other members of the party, but I really can only see. I think that's Tip and Rye. Very.
Yeah, Tip and Rye are right next to you.
What did you say? Should we risk talking to Israel?
Sounds like it could be. I've never liked making deals with kobolds.
He wants us to save a dragon. Do you know how much freaking problems dragons are?
Yeah, and how much trouble dragons are when kobolds own them.
You said the goblins had taken your dragon. What kind of dragon was it?
They take Calcrix. Calcrix, our white dragon. They take her.
I'm thinking we,
If you promise to help dragon, maybe Yusrael give you gifts, make good with you. Yes.
Sounds like Yoda.
Dragons aside, we are light on leads as to the location of the people we've been sent to find.
Yes.
And
What are there
there's
other
some-
big ones that have come through here?
Meatball don't know. Ustrail would know.
There's also the matter of the locked door.
Yeah. Do you have an idea what is through the locked door in the other room?
Meatball don't know.
Maybe someone.
Meatball keep dragging. Meatball know things.
Who made those dragons on the table?
Oh, we make those. We carve.
We carve dragons out of something.
Out of shiny green rock.
You know, if we were to help, maybe we'd gain some kind of following, like a mini army to kind of distract the goblins.
I am not concerned with this army of yours, but we could use help finding what we are looking for.
I'm trying to remember, aren't most white dragons generally on the good side of things?
White?
No.
But they are lazy.
Nope.
No, they're the weakest kind of dragon, barely above animal intelligence, and generally just really big on, I'm gonna freeze it and eat it.
Ah, okay.
But it's annoying, you know. Kashim should have a lot more knowledge than first level Bard does. So, how big is the dragon?
He kind of spreads his arms really wide, and then kind of moves them to be as tall as he can make.
Okay.
Dara face palms. Would it fit in this room?
Calcrick's still wormling.
Is it a worm or is it a dragon?
Fool
He
wizard,
said-
don't you
Oh.
know?
Maybe he's not that kind of wizard.
You said wormling. Dragon, worm.
Okay. I think we maybe take him up on this.
We're getting nowhere in a short order. I agree.
What guarantees do you make that you will not lead us to ambush?
You make nice with Ustrail. Ustrail will make nice with you. Yes.
What is the
I speak password. Other kobolds no attack.
How
What is
many
this
how
password?
many other kobolds?
Oh, there are many. Whole tribe.
Alright, I'm still looking, glancing through. Again, I would look at everybody in the party, but I could only see two of them. Oh, three now then. But I'm gonna look to Tip, since I know Tip usually has good ideas.
Considering we have a lack of ideas in general, I agree with you.
Who wants to know how we're going to make sure he does not lead us to ambush?
Easy. If we get ambushed, he's the first to die.
A simple solution to a simple problem.
And now Kashim gets to facepalm.
She
You
isn't assassin. She won't kill without reason, but
Perhaps
give me a reason.
we just
I
need
don't
a
think.
little.
I was just like point out that the dwarves have never really been on friendly terms with kobolds.
Yeah.
At least you're not. At least you're not a gnome.
Yeah.
They're even worse.
Yes.
Yeah. Dwarves. That's usually what? That's goblins and no, that's orcs.
Orcs.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Alright,
yeah,
I
we're not big
think-
fans of the kobolds either because they get into our caves.
I think our best bet is to take him up on his offer. At the very least, it's not like we can trust him one way or the other. If we're not going to follow him and let him lead us around, we might as well kill him now.
What was the
No hurt.
dragon's, what was the dragon's name he kept saying?
Calcrix.
These things that you carve, is that the Calcrich? Or just dragon?
Just dragons? Yes.
May I see them?
He points to the door. In there.
Dara nods and steps aside.
Okay.
No
I'll,
tricks.
Slowly. Okay,
One moment.
I was about to say, Alexei steps through the door.
You gotta open
So
the
sort
door
of-
first. Waiting
Yep.
on. That's why he said one moment.
Alexei, where are these carvings?
He comes over to the.
It's obvious they're on
Yeah.
the table.
Yeah, you can see them from the door. You come over.
I was
And
just
yeah,
saying,
you
I can't
see-
I can't see the table.
He's yeah. He
do you want to open the lantern now?
No.
Alexei would give a motion over here.
Oh, okay, I see them now. Oh,
And from here, you can see it now too. That the paintbrush with next to the pot of green paint, the bristles are made out of goblin hair. You can tell that just by looking at them. And the it's jade figurines carved to look like basically like a generic dragon. It's crude, but they're definitely worth something.
okay.
Can I go
Alright.
ahead? Sorry, go ahead, Fred.
Well, I'll grab one of them and also the paintbrush, and I'll head back to talk to Meepo.
Mapo's right there next to you.
Oh, okay. This is not bad, and I very much like what you have done with the paintbrush. These goblin areas.
He kind of puffs up his chest as you flatter him, and yes.
How
We
fresh
did.
is this goblin hair?
Few weeks.
Not bad.
Alexei's going to inspect the fire pit to see what they were burning. If it was maybe people.
Go ahead and roll investigation. Hang on, where is it? Where is it? Ah, here it is. Oh, perception. You sort of sift around it. It looks like there are humanoid bones in there, but they are small. Could be goblin bones. There's also bones of rat, as well as plenty of wood, as well as obviously ash. And you find another one of the jade figurines in there, actually.
That's interesting.
I pull out the jade figurine and show it to Meeple. Why are you burning these?
Oh! Meepo thought he lost that one. Thank you!
Alexi's not handing it over.
I'll hold my hand out, kind of give sort of a gesture like, come on, this'll help.
Alexi passes it over to Kashim.
You should take better care of this. This is good.
I want to do.
So the plan is, you take us to speak to.
I take you to Israel. Yes, I take you now.
I'll look over towards where I think the rest of the party is.
They're kind of spread throughout the room. Again, anytime you want to open that lantern up.
Meepo, it's about to get much brighter here.
Excuse me.
Alright, I'll unhood my lantern. I turned it off earlier. I did not want to wake you. Oh. Is much better.
Meepo moves towards the hallway, but not going too far. Yes, come, you follow. And then he hollers something in Draconic.
Oh shit. I believe Chris speaks Draconic and could translate.
Chris Andrea sort of asides to you. The crude Draconic written on the walls says, "Here be dragons." And what he just said was, where is it? Here it is. He said ticklecorn.
The password.
Did
I
I,
will have to take your word for it.
A
Yes,
password.
come, you follow.
Alexi moves towards the hallway, but
Yeah, let's keep careful, but
I'm staying close, like keeping a hand on him.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a quick look around just to see if there's anything else we might have missed.
there's.
Are
three
you
other
looking
doors,
for?
but-
Let's say, are you looking for something in specific, or
Nothing specific, just trying to see if I notice anything.
go ahead and give me a perception check?
Oh, right.
Can I take a good look at the table since I've got the light on?
Mm-hmm. I mean, nothing I didn't say isn't already there. A green cloth. You know, a container of green dye, the paintbrush made of goblin hair bristles, and the now 5 tiny jade figurines.
Okay.
I want to try to discern if there's any connection between this Calcrix dragon and the dragon that we read mention of at the beginning of the adventure. The one that was
A Chardalon?
yeah, the Chardalon.
Okay. Roll history. Rye, you don't spot anything that wasn't already spotted.
Alright, I am gonna take the green dye.
All right, you have a bottle of green dye.
Yeah.
We're trying to make friends with this.
Goblin's already out of the room.
Cool.
Yeah, that.
Dara and Alexi have the same idea of what kobolds are.
Pests.
Still waiting for us to run into a mimic.
Okay, if I could shoot a bolt
give
all
my
the way
names.
to Australia, redneck, I would.
I'm trying to add the bottle of green dye to my list, my inventory, my equipment.
So at the bottom of your list there should be like a little plus button.
Under.
Yeah, you go down to the list of your. Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I see it now.
Yeah.
Green dye. Watson. Go. Sweet.
I didn't even have to roll persuasion.
For what?
Make sure that the kobold was going to help us.
Well, I think we just kind of did.
Well,
He's got an agenda.
yeah,
Yeah, like not having
Yeah.
his throat slit.
it's a good agenda to have. I strongly recommend we all. Yeah.
So moving along.
Yeah, I think so. Like, there's a couple doors here.
I am sure we'll find a time to go through them later.
Getting about halfway down the hallway, once again he calls out
Tickle bones?
Tickle corn.
Tickle cord.
Ticklecorn, once again in Draconic. Now that you know what he's saying.
I say I'm supposed to be going last in the order of march, so.
Well, there's 2 rows of things, so we don't have to be that spread out.
Eh.
Dara points down the hallway to the right.
I mean, I'll take a look as I go by.
Yeah.
What are these rooms? I'm asking the goblin, the kobold.
Other kobolds, yes, patrols. They rest.
See? Is useful already.
It just means the further we go past these doors without,
More enemies
Dealing
at
with
our
them.
backs.
there's more of them behind us.
Yeah, Dara, give me a where is it?
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling about this.
Dara, give me a perception. As you pass that door next to you, you definitely see a tripwire set up across the bottom of the door, much like you did in the previous room.
Okay. Why is this room trapped?
Mm. Oh, it warned kobolds inside. Warn of intruders. Warn of filthy goblins.
The other door in the room where you were sleeping had a tripwire like this too. More kobolds?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nice.
There was no dragon back there. Why do you keep sleeping in the room?
Oh, Meepo lost dragon. Meepo not favored.
The one that was in the fire pit?
The cage in the room with the fire pit.
Oh, that dragon. That's right. What was its name again?
Calcrix.
Calcrix. In Elven, I have no interest in finding this Calcrix, but if the kobold is useful, then we may as well keep him around.
As you
And then I
As you
say it
run-
again in Dwarven.
I think everybody caught that then.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. As you round the corner, once again, he calls out in Draconic and then leads you into the next.
Well, there's
Oh
no way we
my.
could have.
I stop here as soon as I see a couple of them. And stop him too.
Yeah, because you got your hand on him. As he comes forward and you stop.
What is this?
Use trail, throne room. You can see the ones there. They're watching curiously and cautiously. They're kind of looking at you like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking at them and Meepo the same way.
Kobolds.
Tip's tail's definitely going a mile a minute right now.
I love Tip's tail. Kashim. Beckons him forward. You're the one with the silver tongue.
Legacy's like, my tongue is made of lead.
Do you let him
Not
go?
transmitting.
No, not by himself.
There is a lot of you. Meepo, which one are we speaking with?
So you step into this area, and it's a double row of reliefed carved marble columns that march the length of this large hall, and worn carvings depict entwining dragons. A short throne stands near the west wall, constructed of fallen bits of masonry, stacked against an old altar. On top of the altar sits a variety of small items. The portion of the altar that serves as the throne's back features the carving of a rearing dragon. The metallic key is held firmly in the dragon's open jaws. And you see, sitting on that throne, a kobold in kind of torn white robes. And she's flanked on either side by a pair of armed kobolds. And you see more kobolds obviously are watching you from the other direction. And she sort of stands up and draws herself up. And unlike the sniveling creature with you, she holds herself like somebody important.
Yusdrael, I presume?
Yes, I am Yusdrael. What business do you have here? Is that
Your fellow.
Is that sniveling, worthless Meepo with you?
Yes, that we come to meet with you in order to discuss matters of mutual beneficence.
She scratches her chin and beckons you all to enter the room.
I understand you have a goblin problem.
I signal, surreptitiously signal, Tip and Chris to hang back. I don't want everybody out in plain sight. And put Meepo there.
Yes, we have a goblin problem, you could say.
They're goblins. They're a problem.
Mhm.
This is quite true.
They took the dragon Calcrix from us. What interest is that of yours?
We
Where
are
are
coming
lo-
here.
Yeah, sorry.
We are coming here to seek other. I think Meepo called us big ones.
Hmm.
Do I know if they're human or if they're? I think
They're a
Commando
majority.
just had names.
They're a majority human, and one gnome.
A bunch of humans and a gnome.
Yes, we saw them about a month ago. They went to where the goblins are. They have not come back.
Then we have similar interests.
Hmm. You are seeking lost humans. You will have to go through goblins to get to them. Goblins have our dragon. If you bring our dragon back, I shall reward you for this. You will have safety among us. I can provide rewards. And she sort of pats the objects on the altar, hinting at what she has as part of the bargain.
We need safety first. If we have to fight through your people, it will be much more difficult for us to do anything else.
She snarls at the implication of harming her people and says, "Agree? We make deal? You will be safe."
Dara just nods.
I think we can do business here.
Can I do a sense motive to see if she's telling the truth?
Sure.
All right. What am I rolling?
You're rolling insight.
Can I help her on that one? Because I'm assuming I can hear all.
Him.
It would
Yeah.
be your own roll.
I'd like to do one as well.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tam. Ah, damn, so close. You saw that. I guess we're all getting about the same impression. Okay.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Oh yeah, that bitch is lying.
May I make a suggestion? If she is lying, may I make a suggestion? I believe we charge.
Can we maybe bring Meepo with us as a guide?
One moment, please.
After all, he knows how to deal with dragon.
And just think, this is out of character. If we had just killed the kobold where he lay, we would have had a much more difficult time of all this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're just kobolds, but that's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And God only knows how many of them are in the side rooms.
Yeah.
It would have been a wave defense game at that point.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
I'm not sure I can mock enough for that.
Well, we could always run back to a chokehold, i.e. a door, and just stand there and let Alexi pound on them as they,
That's-
you guys throw stuff past him.
Magic missile! Magic missile!
Stop attacking the darkness. Hit a kobold.
It would become a battle of attrition.
Below adventures, they're dead. We're out.
Right?
All right, so okay, now I have responded to everybody. Somebody asked me a question. Oh yes, you asked about taking Meepo. She kind of looks in his direction and just kind of snarls disdainfully and waves her hand dismissively. You may take Meepo with you as a guide if you wish. Maybe he can regain some of his honor. And Meepo sort of nods enthusiastically.
Seems we have a 7th party member out of character.
Yep.
Sorry, that's just me being Kashim.
What?
Minions. Other people to do our work.
Oh
Other
my
people
God.
to hang out. Help.
That's funny.
Assisting. Yeah. That's...
Let's be realistic. If it's Meepo, his one ability is run and hide.
Yeah, you know.
He might have a sneak attack, you don't know.
And
Don't forget Whimper.
probably, well, yeah, but probably has some insight as to how we can control that dragon. Because I don't know about you guys, but, running down hallways, letting it chase us until we get back here does not sound like a good plan.
It's worth mentioning, even though there's no subdual damage in 5th edition, when you drop something to 0 HP with a melee attack, you can opt to knock it out instead of kill it. Unless you tell me otherwise, I will assume you're killing something.
Noted. Why do I get the feeling that's for a dagger pommel to the head?
Yeah, essentially.
For
I'm
Meepo
using a
here.
hammer. It's always blunt damage.
But it just says, it just says it says when the rule for it is specifically a melee attack. So you can't do it with a ranged weapon. You can't do it with a spell.
However, since I can't have you following me either.
Yes.
I just can't imagine the point of a dagger knocking somebody out by a means other than blood loss.
It's a pommel hit, obviously.
Someone needs to set up a boot to the head attack stat.
Oh god, okay, small digression. I was watching the gameplay footage for Baldur's Gate 3, and because it's Valerian Studios who made the original Sin games, the Divinity Original Sin, where you can throw pretty much everything in the environment. You can throw your equipment. And during the gameplay demo, the dev threw the character's boot and killed the creature he was attacking with it.
Nice.
I was like, oh shit, boot to the head. All right, back on topic.
That's funny.
Yusrael looks you over. So, do we have a deal?
We get your dragon back?
Dara looks at each of the party members.
Tipped off.
Alexei puts his shield on his back, like as he's, but he still has his hand on his hammer. I think we can work with this.
Agreed.
Dara nods.
Everybody just shrugs.
You were looking at trying to kill all of them, weren't you?
Oh, that was not in character. You did not
No.
say that in character.
I didn't say it with the accent either.
Fair enough. I'm guessing Chris either nodded or did nothing.
Chris is doing nothing. Chris is hanging back.
There's
Okay.
a wall there. Ooh,
Look, it's shiny.
pretty wall.
Reminds me of Mark from the Gamers.
Yep.
She's a pretty elf. I think it's fair to say she's in La La Land.
Yeah, really. Oh, look at the pretty colors.
Yep, she's got those flowers in her hair already, so.
Yusrael gets off the little pedestal, walks up to Kashim, and offers a claw. Or a hand.
Shaking, doing.
Yeah.
I will likewise put my hand out and let her finish whatever it is that she's trying to do.
She shakes your hand.
Okay.
You are safe in Kobold territory, so long as you bring no harm to my people. She returns to her throne, sits down. Meepo will show you the back way around to the goblins.
Excellent.
Did you say excellent or excellent?
Yes.
Yes, Meepo will lead. Back way we came, yes.
Certainly.
Meepo, show you the way.
Right. Then gesture to have people go. Like I said, if I'm going to be in the back of the group, so.
I'm resuming my position right behind Meepo. I still don't entirely trust him.
Don't
And I'm
blame me.
flanking.
So Meepo sort of shifts through everybody, starts leading you all back the way you came.
As a side note, it's 10 o'clock for Tam, so, and this strikes me as a very good stopping point.
I was gonna say.
Okay, so before we get too far then, do you want to take advantage of your relative safety and find a spot to take a long rest, or do you want to
that sounds
continue
like a
on
good
right
plan.
away?
Who is still missing hit points?
I'm
I
only
am.
missing one.
I'm missing one.
I'm missing
A
two.
long
Okay.
rest would be good for just, story point in wise. We've, battled our way through here, had a bit of a rest, and then run into this and gone, right, we're kind of safe. Let's, get ready for the next part of the journey because we're going to be killing a lot of, goblins. Let's make sure our equipment is okay.
With a long rest, I can get that cure wounds on point too.
Yeah, that was what I was
Yeah.
thinking. People can shift around spells that they're not quite happy with or didn't quite expect to go the way they wanted to. We can, just reshuffle what we need to do, and it's not like we're sitting here for 8 hours. We're just going and break.
There are 6 legit party members. Can we do 3 shifts? 2 men?
Well, I think we're actually in a if Noxie wants to agree or not, we've got kobolds sleeping around us. If anything's going to happen, we probably got to hear from them arcing up first before we will.
Dara
Unless they
doesn't
stab us in
trust
the
them.
back.
And I can put you all in a room that is empty and safe.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
I like
that sounds like a good plan.
Can we rig up some kind of a, if the door opens, it warns us thing?
Do you have equipment to do that?
I'm sure I
A tin
can.
can and a.
Yeah, I'll
It
move
won't
you all
take
into
much.
the room. Hold on a second.
Rocks.
Whee!
Whee!
Wish.
She still insists on having somebody watching at all times.
Oh yeah.
At least one person, if not two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And put the kobold away from the door.
Corner. He gets to sleep in the corner.
We can go
Right then,
retrieve
so-
his bedroll and other stuff so that he has equipment before we go to bed.
Yeah. If we're gonna be stopping and doing a long rest, I don't know. Can Tip maybe help figure out what these special arrows do that were in the quivers?
Sure. Roll tip. Roll Arcana.
Can I
Okay.
assist? Oh, never mind. I'm not proficient.
Let me
need
see if
Chris
I can
in here.
assist.
Not yet.
Also, I should probably mention.
Yeah, I can assist.
Like Alexi would mention what he realize when when we were talking to
Ugh.
the.
That's not
Um,
bad.
That's not bad at all.
Well, no, I was
Uh,
ugging at the triple.
Yeah,
because of your mouse.
Well, but the
he would
first
have
one's really nice.
Did we suddenly lose a token?
Yeah, Chris.
Oh no. That reminds me. Okay. Taking time to study them. And actually, regardless of the roll, they're all very good. They're +1 arrows.
Neat.
Yeah, as I was going to say, Alexei would make mention about what he realized, realized when he was talking, or what he perceived when he was talking to the kobold commander lady. That she's looking to use us to get rid of the goblins and get her dragon back at the same time. And hopefully we're not going to come back, or either way, it's good for her because the goblins will end up weakened. But she's not going to backstab us because she's actually likely to hold up their end of the bargain because she's, the kobolds are kind of lawful creatures.
That is what I figured as well.
I share the information about the arrows with the group.
Oh, that is very handy.
Mm-hmm. All right. So long rest. All your spell slots come back. All
Yay.
your uses of hit die come back, and all your hit points come back.
Yay!
Yay!
So full health. Woohoo.
I missed you, hit points.
All right, and we'll end there. So, thoughts, comments, feedback.
How often is it that I can switch up spells?
For you,
Is it between levels or is it like after a rest?
for you, it's after a rest. Or excuse me, switching up spells for a warlock, you should always have your spells. Actually, you don't prepare spells. You swap out spells known, I think, on a level up, if that's even a thing you do. Let me check. But usually these sorts of things are on a, for spontaneous casters, it's usually on a level. Here we go. Okay, spells known, warlock. Yeah, when you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of the warlock spells you know and replace it with another spell from the spell list, but it must be of a level that you can have spell slots for.
Okay, so on level. Got it.
Yep.
I'm going to crash. I had a blast. Thank you all.
All right. Good night.
Good night, Tim.
Night.
Anybody else have questions, comments, feedback?
No, nothing come to really question. Just the only comment I've got is that this was really good.
It was good, lol.
I was super excited to get you guys to this point because I was like, yes, here's the role play section in this that I know you'll really like.
And we actually did the role play instead of going murder hobo.
I was scared. I was scared for a second.
It's freaking shame to
But I've seen players do it in reports of it. So
Reports.
I've got to say that I was only playing a character for Alexei. He's not a big fan of the kobolds.
yeah, I know.
And it's right there on my character sheet. Collateral damage makes us no better than common thugs. She doesn't kill unless she has to, but if she has to, she won't hesitate.
Mm-hmm.
She is a perfect assassin.
And also, if you hadn't asked to bring Meepo along, Yuzdrael would have suggested it. So I thought that was...
Whose suggestion was that? Was that Kashim?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, and it makes sense too, because why would they believe us that Eustrail was, you know, is behind us and is good with everything, unless this quivering little mass
Cohort.
of pathetic, you know,
Is with you.
yeah. It's still not entirely convincing, but it's a lot better than without him.
Well, at the same time, though, it's like by me asking, now it's my idea, and he'll appreciate it more.
Oh yeah, I think you just made a friend.
That's the plan.
Can we change the border on him, or is that permanently red?
That's permanent.
Okay.
That's part of the token's design, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it's like this
The
one's friendly ish.
I mean, you can see his nameplate, right?
No.
No, you don't see Meepo under him.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't. The
I
only one I
can't.
see is mine.
I can't click on anyone else's
That's all
picture
you.
or.
Really, you don't see you underneath it underneath him. You don't see
Nothing.
his name.
Just the token.
Interesting.
On mine, I see my hit points and I see my name, and on everybody else's, just the token.
Let me see something here. Maybe I can. Interesting. So wait. So then, when I put the X over the
We saw that.
mephits, did you see that? Okay. Hmm. Oh, here it is. Now do you see it?
Yes.
Should I make everybody's nameplate visible?
Ours are kind of obvious, so I'm ambivalent. Anybody
Okay.
else?
Yeah, in general, I don't think we need it for. Yeah, I don't think we really need it.
Okay.
Just the one kobold to distinguish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Oh god. I'm reminded of GMing a campaign a while back. I had players that were new to gaming, and they had captured. It was a kobold, and a little further down the line, they just murder hoboed it, and they killed the chieftain, and with the chieftain's blood not quite cool yet, took the headdress off of his head and put it on their captured kobold's head. It's like, there, now you're the chieftain. And he was so traumatized, the poor thing.
Yep. Murder Hobo 101.
Oh god. It's like, you did not just do that.
Damn.
And then at the end of the campaign, one of them turned on the other two in the middle of the boss fight. Let's see, one of the other two was paralyzed or stunned or something. So they lost the boss fight. And then the boss cast some sort of amnesia spell on them. So so the end of the campaign was, and you're standing at the gates to the town facing outward with your backpacks full and ready to go. You're not entirely certain where it is that you're supposed to be going, but you're pretty sure you're at the beginning of a grand adventure, which is
Ooh.
exactly how it started.
Yeah.
Ah, memories.
But yeah, how's everybody feeling so far?
Feeling pretty good. I got to do something useful.
I am
Actually,
very
get him
happy with the
done.
trap
Actually,
finding.
I got to be pretty darn useful today.
Silver tongue.
Not
I
that I
mean,
actually had to roll it, but
I You were both kind of, again, you're kind of working towards a mutual agreement. There wasn't like a whole lot of active bargaining going on,
Mhm.
but it was one of those situations where, yeah, you want something, she wants something, you're working towards that mutual end. I didn't really feel a need to call for a roll. You weren't asking for anything she wasn't already willing to,
Yeah.
part with.
Free passage, a guide in the form of Meepo, and a mutually beneficial agreement. Yeah. And she's not really asking for much that we weren't willing to give up.
Mhm.
I mean, okay, we kind of look for the dragon while we're looking for our people. And kill some goblins.
Mm-hmm.
I get the feeling that there may be a problem with capturing our wayward dragon, and we're going to have to end up killing it.
No, Meepo should be able to do something. I mean, he was the keeper, right? Or at least the guard.
He was the dragon keeper, were his words.
Mm-hmm. Well, then it's a question of how well they kept it. Like a pet or like a prisoner. Animal intelligence, white dragon.
They're not that dumb.
No, no, they're
They're dumb by dragon standards.
yeah.
Sorry, just above,
Yeah,
which
they're
would put him
just
like a 3 or 4.
no, no. It's higher than that.
More
They're
like
just
They're
a.
they're usually
no. Their intelligence is at least a 10,
they're just
maybe a
usually not
maybe a
interested in
9,
speaking.
but
They're usually more interested in they're not interested in having a conversation. They'd rather just kill you and eat you. Is generally what it is.
Mm.
Okay, how do
In
you
in
gain
my
Do not
experience.
interest them.
Yeah.
how do you gain additional feats?
every so many levels. So in your progression where it says da, 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 da,
Is that character level progression or class progression?
class progression,
Okay.
they did not have the whole class level character level bullshit in this. So meaning if you multi-class, you're going to put off your ability score improvement. But if you notice on your improvement chart where it says ability score improvement, that's when you have the option to either uh, put increase one attribute by 2 points or two by one, or instead of doing that, you can pick a feat.
Gotcha. Cool.
And generally speaking, what one? mm, Generally speaking, you get about five. I think if I didn't miss one, I think fighters get like 6 or 7.
Yeah, fighters get a few more.
Yeah, it's a couple feats I'm looking at here for planning for the future if we get that far.
Question about sneak attack?
No, I was just linking it.
Ah,
All right. Turn the video off and good night.
mm-hmm.
Good night.